A well-known comedian as the greatest American host, Jimmy Kimmel was hosting the Academy Awards for the fourth time, so you can imagine that everything was going well. However, unexpectedly, someone called Jimmy Kimmel a worse host. What do you think happened? Did Jimmy Kimmel just take it personally? Not very recently. The 96th Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars, were presented by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences AMPAs on March 10, 2024, at Hollywood's Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. The Oscars, also known as the Academy Awards, were presented by the AMPs during the banquet in 23 categories to honor films that were released in 2023 for the fourth time. The program was hosted by comedian Jimmy Kimmel, who is most recognized for having hosted Jimmy Kimmel Live, an ABC late-night talk show, since 2003. In addition, Kimmel has hosted a number of award ceremonies, including the Academy Awards and the Emmy Awards. Throughout his career, he has won multiple awards, but the 2024 Oscars saw the setting and breaking of several important industry records. The 96th Academy Awards, scheduled for March 10th, concluded their enjoyable 3-hour run at Los Angeles' Dolby Theater. However, it seems that Jimmy Kimmel, the show's host, had a special distaste for former President Trump. An hour prior to the former president's appearance at the Oscars, Kimmel read aloud a social media comment in which Trump criticized him for hosting the Oscars this year. Kimmel engaged and asked the audience at the 96th Academy Awards on Sunday, just before Oppenheimer received the night's final Best Picture prize. Donald Trump expressed strong disapproval of Jimmy Kimmel's performance as host of the ceremony. In addition, he criticized the overall direction of the Oscars, pointing out its political correctness, lack of cohesion, boredom, and perceived unfairness in awarding Oscars. But this wasn't all. He said the former president had a lot more to share. Check out what he had to say about how Kimmel failed to live up to the role, which portrayed him as someone trying to be something he inherently isn't and never could be. Humorist, when the audience read aloud his evaluation of the Oscars, Jimmy Kimmel poked light at it by asking, "Have there ever been worse hosts at the Academy Awards than Jimmy Kimmel?" Kimmel then reminded Trump of his postponed jail sentence. When it comes to targeting others, Trump is undoubtedly treading carefully.
You can guess which former president just posted that on Truth. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still... Isn't it past your jail time?
He continued to applaud, perhaps drawing attention to the multiple legal lawsuits that Trump has filed. Kimmel stated that Trump is facing a quarter of criminal prosecutions. For those who are unaware, Kimmel and Trump have been involved in a heated dispute. For a number of years now, he faces 4 charges in connection with his attempt to rig the 2020 election in Washington, D.C. 34 felonies for reportedly paying Stormy Daniels hush money in New York, 13 felonies for allegedly tampering in the Georgian election, and 40 felonies for allegedly storing sensitive materials in Florida after assuming office and impeding efforts by the government to obtain them. Jimmy has revealed that during Sunday's live broadcast, the show's producers attempted to get him to stop reiterating Donald Trump's social media post, slamming him and the Oscars. Trump was unable to take it when the entire concert passed without a single person mentioning him. He must have felt like the wallflower at a high school dance, totally neglected and desperate for any small amount of attention. Knowing full well that nothing irritates him more than being left out of the conversation, Kimmel purposefully avoided bringing him up. For Trump, not being discussed on TV is like showing up at a party and finding there's no mirror to look at in order to clarify his stance on Trump's criticism. Kimmel reported that as the event was coming to a close, one of the other authors approached us backstage and remarked, "He makes everything about himself. Just when you think you're free, you find yourself pulled right back in. You just had to read that." Certainly, though they doubted he would be selected, some viewers criticized Jimmy Kimmel's choice as host, citing his controversial segments on The Man Show. Ricky Gervais, known for his blunt critique of Hollywood's disconnect from everyday life, would make a more fitting host, they said. Trump wants an award for the drama he created on January 6th in the Capitol. The audience, on the other hand, found Kimmel's segment in which he discussed Donald Trump to be extremely entertaining. Many even referred to it as the highlight of the evening. This moment, along with John Cena's humorous skit, made a lasting impression on viewers in an otherwise dull ceremony. The Stark Division's viewer reception highlights the diverse expectations and perceptions of humor and entertainment value, emphasizing the difficulty of choosing hosts who connect with the entire office. The crowd at Oscars talk show Kimmel revealed that the show's producers were also uneasy about the striking stunt, which celebrated the 50th anniversary of Robert Opal's streak in 1974 by having John Cena in his underwear. Nothing in comic history has drawn as much attention as this. Producers Kelly Ria and Mark Consuelos from Live with Kelly and Mark had mixed feelings at first, advising against it, but then they agreed to the idea. Either by remembering past events or by observing their disagreements, it is evident that they are mutually opposed, as previously reported by Rolling Stone. Kimmel mentioned all the times he had hosted the Oscars, Emmys, or anything else. He also mentioned that producers had tried to talk him out of reading Trump's post after the Oscar. In 2018, comedian Jimmy Kimmel's joke about him on Jimmy Kimmel Live was the subject of a complaint from the former U.S. president's staff to Disney, the parent company of ABC and the broadcaster that hosts the Oscars each year. The comedian was interviewed by CNN and said that making jokes about Trump was one of the best parts of his career. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you can always stay updated about Kimmel's new jokes about Trump. We'll see you in the next one.